Hey, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk. Hey, let's talk about hackusations. Hackusations. I think most good players will tell you that some of the proudest moments in their gaming, in their World of Tanks gaming career, are being accused of hacks. Why, you might ask? Well, because most of the time, 99.9% of the time, they're not using any. They're just simply playing well. The other piece of that formula is the other players don't really understand how they did what they did, so obviously it must be hacks. You can see that I've loaded into Fjords. 67% chance to win. We got a good team, but looking at the setup as far as the matchmaker goes, we're in a bit of a rough bind here. Okay, they've got some heavy tanks. We've got some mediums. And on this map, mediums are difficult to use. They can be used up here in the north and out in this field, but heavies really rule the roost on this map. Why? Because they can come down here and win this south point and then filter into the city, or even filter through here, push towards the cap. Even heavies up here don't really have that hard of a time, but there is quite a bit of arty in this game. So it's winnable, obviously, but it's going to be a tough row to hoe. And that's what we're going to find out. You can see that the skirmish is going on in the middle, and of course because we are missing a bunch of heavies or we are lighter than they are, there's not much going on in the south. So right away I can tell that more than likely our south is going to fail. I would not be surprised at all to see the IS-3 and the two M449s push down through the south. And I'm going to come up here in my Scorpion TD. Premium Tier 8 German tank destroyer, which gets a lot of love and hate. I'll tell you, the thing, I can't stand it. I do so poorly with it, and that's kind of the reason right there. I just, for whatever reason, I cannot make the gun work, and that wasn't a particularly great shot right there for me. But you can see that it missed, and that seems to happen to me quite a bit when I went out. Now, I get focused a little bit by this M44, and I dance around a little bit here with him, not repositioning, just to try to get some shots in. Get very lucky. It looks like the charioteer bounced off my gun or something. And this ends up being a decent game for me, but most decent games have a little luck going on. And miss. That's right into the ground right there. And once again, I get seen, and of course the M44 is still trying to hit me. I'm very lucky he didn't hit me. Now, what I mentioned earlier, you can see down in the south has developed. They've pushed around the corner. They've eaten up our Oni. We're already 4 tanks down to their 2. Although we do seem to be holding the middle. We've got them stuffed right here, so we've got to react at some point to that south push. I think about, well, am I going to stay here? These two mediums don't really look like they're going to do much here. There is a Scorpion camping back in the corner there. Oni's typing in, south tip gone. Most of us should have seen that by now, but still, good essay. I mean, if you're dead, if you're going to type, put in something like that. Some essay for your team. Try to help them out. Alright, so now I'm going to react back over to the cap. And you can see that they've pushed through. And that's what I was talking about earlier about what you can do with heavy tanks on this map. Once you come around this corner or push through here, you can really move through these buildings, clean up whatever's here on the backside, and push towards cap. Interestingly, our Tiger 2 has gone through and around. He's coming up behind him, and that will be a factor a little while later because he ends up living through most of this. Our mediums are going to finally do something up in the north, probably realizing that if they don't get to work, it's really going to be over. I'm going to come up here and start working guys that are trying to push up onto cap. Right now I'm using that 304 as kind of my spotter. There's one of the M449s. Now what they've done is they've split up that platoon. One of them went back. The IS-3 went back. Looks like the Ferdinand went back. And they only pushed 2 onto cap, and that's going to end up helping us out quite a bit because we are able to take these guys on pretty well. I've gone to gold since that Oni showed up. Just want to make these shots count. This is a bit of a bummer. I thought I had this timed out pretty good. I may have actually lifted the shot up a little too much, but ended up missing him. Might have been slightly right of where he actually was as well. But he's going to end up getting killed. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what he was looking for, right? There wasn't anything over there. Artie was dead. Maybe he was looking for a TD. Maybe he was looking for me. Don't know. Seems like it was just kind of an automatic, all right, I got to the cap. Let's go clear off whatever's on this little peninsula. even though there really wasn't anything on that peninsula. He got hit by me, so he had to know I was up behind him, had he noticed it. I say had to know, he should have known. That's the kind of SA you need to gather from shot directions, things like that. So one of them has jumped onto the cap. It's either the Oni or the Cromwell. I'm imagining it's the Cromwell at this point in the game. The Oni, I think, is tucked up behind that building there. Now it's a minute 22, right? If the second one gets on there, then I've got to do something a little bit sooner. But right now I'm just being cagey, trying to figure this out. And this is where the kind of Hackusations thing starts. There's only 3 of us left, right? It looks like they've got this thing well in hand. They're going to win. They got 2 near the cap. They got 3 guys clumped up, or 4 guys clumped up. 3, I guess. 4, yeah. 4 guys clumped up over there chasing down the Cromwell. They got to be thinking, you know what, we got this. We know where the Cromwell is. Let's chase him down and kill him. There he goes. Now it's just a camping TD and a Tiger II. And the Tiger II has moved all the way around and through. And interestingly, the Oni has moved away. So those 2 were 2 ships in the night. So since I know the Oni's over there, and I know the Cromwell is on low hit points, I'm just going to push up and take him off. The cap, unfortunately, gets a shot on me. I actually thought about letting my repair kit, or keeping my repair kit right there, but I knew that Cromwell was probably coming up and over, and I felt like I just needed to get moving. Turns out I probably didn't need to burn it right there, but in the heat of battle that seemed like the right idea to get moving again. And now I'm going to go take up the TD spot, which I haven't even been on the entire game yet, but it is a good spot for defending the cap. I come up and over. I know that the IS-3 is there. I saw him get lit, but I want to get up and over in amongst all these bushes here before I turn around and start shooting, because I got various bushes I can hide behind. Here comes the, yep, troll gun. That happens to me constantly with this tank. Lucky that he missed. Not a really good decision as far as the way I was backing up. Wasn't positioned well to get out of the way. And now they're kind of tearing up my Tiger II. I'm looking for a shot here without exposing myself too much. I can see that it looks like maybe they're going to push in. I'd love to get that IS-3, but he's doing a good job hiding behind that rock. And here comes the M449, so he's just going to drone right up, figuring he's got this game doped. I'll hammer him. And ammo rack. Alright, so a little luck, right? A little luck. Hackusations. That's where the Hackusations come from. I'm hidden, I'm up on a good spot, a little bit of luck with an ammo rack, even though that wasn't even me. And now they're down to these guys. And once again, the troll cannon. Bounce. Okay. Tiger II makes a good decision here, and he gets up there and he kills off that Cromwell. He knows he's got to get rid of him. He can't have him behind him while these 2 are in front of him. And I wasn't in a great position to help him. Now we've got the Ferdinand who's going to start moving around, and I can see him coming. I think he's probably going to come around that corner. So instead of sitting on top right there, I'm going to back up a little bit with this bush. And wham. Alright, so what did I do there? Hackusations. I pulled back until the bush was opaque, meaning I couldn't see through the bush anymore. I still could see him though with a highlight fired. I immediately backed up just in case, but that's how you shoot through a bush and don't get seen. So he's probably irritated now. Oh, look, I did get seen. So maybe I wasn't far enough away. Which is why I started backing up immediately. Looks like he shot, so I came up and over that a little too soon. Because he timed, or he just timed it. He saw me moving and thought, okay, he's about there. If I wasn't still lit. So it was a nice job on his part, but guess what? That's why I'm sort of dancing around behind this FV-207 corpse. Missed him, unfortunately. Gonna reload, no sense coming out and around there in case he's trying to time me. And he's moving. Alright, he's moving, I'll move. Get around here. I'm going to use this initially, sit here for a second, then I'll push up to this next bush. The intention being just enough to get my depression on him. Or maybe a little too much. Actually, I wish I was been a little further back. Because what I'm looking for is to back up immediately after I shoot, if I can get a hit on him. So he's maneuvering. That's one of the problems with a casemate TD. Looks like I was spotted. There's that 3-second delay. So when you're working the whole vision game, 3-second delay thing, it's longer than you actually think it is. I knew I had a shot to give or to take right there. So in order to get that good zoom shot, I just came down till my gun was on it and let it start to zoom in just a little bit, and boom, he's dead. So not the most amazing game ever. 4,000 damage, pretty good. 4 kills. Me and the Tiger 2 end up saving the game. The mediums did eventually do some good work up north, kind of mauling and keeping them busy, pushing to their cap, splitting up the push that was coming towards us. So it was a total team effort overall. And then I am going to get a love note at the end, considering the Hackusations. So there we go. He writes mods, replay, WG. I write what? He says, yes, men. I'm assuming it's man. Probably English second language. That's fine. Yes, man, mods, replay, wargaming. And I say, you think I used illegal mods? Is that what you were trying to say? He didn't answer after that point. At which point I offered, would you like to see the replay? I'm also going to make a video for education. Would you like a link to that as well? But no answer to any of those, even if he understood what I was saying. But you can see that based on all the things I did right there, that's my replay. There's no illegal mods. There's no aimbot going on. I don't have any Invisa hacks. I'm just using the mechanics of the game, at which after 67,000 odd battles, I have down decent. There's plenty, lots better. But if you're a new player and you're watching this and you don't understand why you're dying, I think you can apply Occam's razor to it. It's probably just a good player who understands the mechanics, or unlucky, something unlucky, but it's 99.9% of the time something in the game is doing that. That's completely and utterly explainable before you get to mods or hacks or whatever it is you think may have happened right there. I hope this helps. Let me add one more thing. Chasing guys into garage with private messages or instant messages, I guess they're IMs in garage. Don't do that. There's no reason for it. That's the one of the worst things you can do, I think. One of the cheesiest things you can do in this game. I am all about some banter during the game. That doesn't bother me. But once it's over, there's no reason to chase people in the garage and make it all personal and whatnot. And if you got to report somebody, do it. But I don't understand why you would tell them. All right, like I said, I hope this helps. We'll catch you guys later.